that the Unite Here folks were sending her way, because the Unite Here local unions, the hospitality union here in Los Angeles, asked Taylor Swift.
The first leg of Taylor Swift's Eras tour has finally come
to go to some T-Swift information, some real tea.
Come to a close, and she revealed that her next album, 1989 Taylor's Version, will be released in October. The people went crazy last night. She performed at SoFi Stadium, that's in Los Angeles, in front of yet another packed house filled with at least 80,000 die-hard Swifties. The tour, as you may have heard by now, is shattering records everywhere, and once she completes her international dates, it will likely become the highest grossing tour ever. National correspondent Jerika Duncan looks at how The Red Musician, the name of one of her albums, is causing everyone to see green.
In 20 cities, more than 40 songs each night, across 3.5 hours, Taylor Swift has belted out, danced, and strummed her way to history. With 53 shows in the U.S. so far, Swift has at least 93 to go across Mexico, South America, Asia, Australia, Europe, and back here in the U.S. and Canada. By the time it's over, her shows are expected to near $1.5 billion in ticket sales. It's an unprecedented moment in music history, says Rolling Stone senior writer Brittany Spanos.
The economies are booming in every single city where Taylor is kind of touching.
Concert goers are spending an average of about $1,300 each per show. That includes tickets, travel, outfits, merchandise, and food.
So we're talking hotels, restaurants, beauty salon, malls,
last-minute costumes, outfits. They're going to all these boutiques and stores, thrift stores.
Overall, the tour is expected to generate $5 billion for local economies, more than the GDP of 50 countries.
Welcome to the Renaissance.
And it's not just Swifties generating this kind of buzz. The Beehive is swarming cities worldwide too, and could generate more than $2 billion in ticket sales.
People just want to really value pleasure and experience that means something to them right now.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Jerika Duncan in New York.
Wow. Yep, I believe it. I was at Taylor's, Sunday, and at the airport people were telling me we can always tell if it's Beyonce or a Taylor concert because the lines are long. Their lines are longer than normal just at the airport.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I never thought I'd see the day. I remember when boxers like Floyd Mayweather would fight in Vegas and how everybody went, the airlines, the hotels, and now Taylor's doing the same thing.
That's what's happening.
Guys, the drama, it's...
Took my little cousins to a show on Monday. It was the best experience ever. Pure joy on their faces was worth the money spent. I feel so out of place. Like when I hear stories like that, I get like a little bit of a jealousy because I just will never understand how someone can feel that level of fanaticism towards anything. It makes me feel sad, like I'm missing out. No, I'm not watching this video. Don't be crazy. I love Nick, but not watching this video. Watching the other book talk video. When you have a book talk video, that's the one I'm going to be watching. This one.
I have.
Anyway, it's not fanaticism, it's just being excited. Brother, it is fanaticism. You're fucking insane. There's no other way to describe it. It's fanaticism. It absolutely is. That's how you feel about Japan, though? Not really. I like Japan. It's a fucking country. I like visiting. It's not one person. You know what I mean? You're nuts. Apparently, Swifties and Rave Talk are actually fighting one another as well.
So how do you achieve the American dream if your dad doesn't own an emerald mine? You walk into the store.
This is a Vince Vintage video. The lottery, how a $3 hot dog uncovered a $24.7 million lottery scam. Are you telling me you wouldn't spend $1,300 to see Nico Robin live? Like, no. Oh, by the way, as far as the Taylor Swift thing goes, people were talking about Taylor Swift gave bonuses totaling over $55 million. Yeah, I have a more cynical perspective. On this. Good for her to do that. I'm in a weird predicament because I think she did that to get away, or rather to get ahead of like the anti-worker PR that the Unite Here folks were sending her way, because the Unite Here local unions, the hospitality union here in Los Angeles, asked Taylor Swift to not, or to postpone her concerts in Los Angeles. And of course she didn't do that. To me, here's what I'll say. Nah, you jealous? Yes, I'm jealous. Thank you. What am I jealous of? I don't know, but anyway. Here comes Hasan. It's okay to do it. Take. Wait, what? Well, that's a crazy ask. Why? I don't think it's a crazy ask. The goal of Unite Here is to hurt the pockets of the hospitality industry that's like fucking them over. Okay? So if they could get Taylor Swift to engage with their picketing, then yeah, it would have been a major point of contention. Except there was 0% chance that it was happening. Let's be fucking real. And part of the reason why there was 0% chance of this happening is because of what they just mentioned. This is not like we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars of insurance and all this other shit. It was just never going to happen. Especially because these people are not, these people are working at the hospitality industry and not directly under Taylor Swift. Like if she had an engineers union or something like that, and they were the ones who wanted to postpone, like if they were working under her and they wanted to postpone some of the some of the legs of the tour or something like that, then that's different. It's like something that I would do. You know what I mean? It's not something that any normal person would do. And it's certainly not something that a, multiple billion-dollar entity would do, like Taylor Swift. Does that make sense? It's just like there was no shot. Girl boss feminism until hospitality workers are impacted. Worst take ever. This is the worst take ever for you? Really? Like, you would never be charitable, don't lie? Wait, what do you mean? I have quite literally done this. What are you talking about? Is this why she gave $100K to all her Teamster truck drivers? Yes. I think she's always been probably good to her workers, like decent to her workers. But the reason why they like released this PR ahead of the Unite Here, ahead of the Unite Here demands was for that reason, I think. Yeah, I mischaracterized John Mayer holding out at the Golden One Center. It's more likely the stage crews union that weren't going to cross the line. Yeah. Like, it's directly related to the production. Now, The reality is that a lot of industries, in a lot of industries, if you have more unions, then you actually have more opportunity. Let me explain. For example, if Unite Here goes to Taylor Swift's Teamsters trucks and says, hey, we need some support, I don't know if the Teamsters would be on board with that. Or, you would have to set up a specific arrangement to actually try and shut off the production from within. You can never ask the boss to stop doing something out of the kindness of your fucking heart. Okay? That's my point. My point is, the reality in that situation is if someone who works inside of Taylor Swift's production is also unionizing, Unite Here goes to them, then that's a different point of contention. Then you can actually get some leverage. Then you can actually have some momentum. If you just go out and demand Taylor Swift stop her concerts, it's not going to happen. Does that make sense? It just doesn't work that way. Even if the lieutenant governor of California is also signing the pledge from Unite Here. You know what I mean? What? What the fuck? 15-month subscriber? Swiftie losing her shit when I'm describing labor action? Okay. Let me explain something to you here. What the fuck do you think we do here on this broadcast? Huh? What the fuck do you think this is about? You think I'm actually a fucking Reagan Bush fan? What's wrong with you? You think this is an anti-Taylor take? What are you, out of your fucking mind? Get your head out of your goddamn ass. There's thousands of fucking migrant workers getting absolutely obliterated at fucking hospitals in the hospitality industry, and they are making at least an earnest effort to try and stop or hurt the fucking pockets of the hotels in Los Angeles, and you're over here being like, oh, well, Taylor can't do anything right. Come on. I'm over here telling you, you're a worker, okay? Frida Brina, you're a worker. Taylor Swift is not in this regard. She's the one who's throwing the fucking concert together. Come on. I'm talking to anti-Taylor people just for the sake of hating. I mean, I don't know how many people are anti-Taylor. They're probably more anti-Taylor than I am. Let's be real. It's still my take. Don't be like that. Music performing is work, though. No, I agree. I mean, I think she's still engaging in work, but ultimately she is the leader, okay? If I'm throwing a podcast tour together and one of the venues or the hospitality union in I don't know, Washington, let's say, one arm of the fucking podcast tours in Washington, and the hospitality union asks me to not put my Washington show on, okay, I'm most likely not going to put the show on because I have final say over it. At that point, I'm still working. You know what I mean? People who hate Taylor don't actually hate Taylor. They hate on some dumb horse girl that bullied them in their past and reminds them because they won't shut up about that. Hey, you know what? Guess she can never win. Maybe she should listen to all of y'all and just shut the fuck up and give up her career. That makes sense. Live and let live, you guys. The easiest way to not have a woman see you as a walking red flag is not always have an anti-Taylor take. It's exhausting. I went to Santa Clara show and her crew was absolutely getting tossed. What do you mean? I mean, this is in the context of me talking about Taylor Swift, of course, refusing to stop her concert. Not going to stop her concert because too much money at stake. There's too many fans to upset, and it's not directly related to her. That's it. You have to be over the top conscious of labor action in this country, and someone of Taylor Swift's net worth and value generation strategies that she applies has no care or consideration for that sort of thing. Of course not. Which is why I'm saying you're supposed to work with other unions Or rather, it would be better if she had any other unions that, if she had unionized crew and employees that you could have contacted instead to try and develop solidarity that way. And even then, it probably would not have worked because they're on contract. No other artists would have canceled either? Abso-fucking-lutely. I agree. My point is, it was a Hail Mary. You get it? It was a Hail Mary from Unite Here. That's it. And it didn't work. That's all I'm saying. I think we need to acknowledge you standing with John Mayer before we continue talking about this. Okay, that's all jokes. Like, I don't give a shit about that stuff. Have you considered that Taylor is a piece of shit and I hate her because my ex-girlfriend likes her and she broke my heart? Please, Nicole, take me back. What about the fans? How is it fair to cancel on them? I mean, ultimately, if you are... Okay, I'll go back to the example of using myself. If I'm going to Washington, I would expect my fans to understand if I cancel the fucking show because one of the local unions there, even if they're not directly related to anything I'm doing, asked for it. Okay? Right? You are one person. No, I'm saying the podcast tour, which also technically would employ... Oh my God, Fiona. Holy... Oh, she farted so bad. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Oh. I'm never... No, it's not Kaya. Kaya is not even in here. Fiona, it's Fiona. Oops, it's outside, inside out. Not so funny when the tables are turned. Yeah, it's not. I'm never farting on a dog ever again. Holy shit. Smells like absolute dookie up in here. Oof, it smells so bad. That was unacceptable. Unacceptable, Fiona. Anyway, where was I? Damn it, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, ultimately it was a big ask, and it would have been more powerful if they could ask people that are directly in the industry, that are unionized, that work under Taylor. And those unions could possibly say no as well, depending on their contracts. But I was not in any way, shape, or form expecting her to do this. And that's it. Some artists did strike. No, this is... What are you talking about? This is Snoop Dogg with WGA and SAG-AFTRA. What do you mean? That's for the Hollywood Bowl. That's very different. Entirely different union. Probably have like production people that work with Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? That's like totally different. I wish we could strike like this for homeless veterans. I wish we could go on strike to put the homeless in homes, but nobody gives a shit. After we're done supporting the strikes, we should put this much dedication towards helping the homeless and low-income people. Yeah, they would fucking spit on homeless people if they had the chance. Anyway.